Somebody says evaluations are walking up.
Actually, I love evaluations.
One exception.
I think it gives you a chance to be yourself, be messy and free.
Interesting.
I love evaluating.
You love it. So a lot, yeah.
Stage.
The stage, yeah. If you ain't got the age, you're not gonna get the stage. Absolutely right. There's a lot of things that Toastmasters offers, yes. But I think the capstone of any Toastmasters meeting or being a Toastmaster is that they know that you have something more than just come forward and speak. You are able to listen, comprehend, and bring out results. Correct? Show of hands, how many of you have evaluated in a Toastmasters meeting? Okay, we have a fair 70% here. Amazing. So tell me, how many of you feel that you are great at evaluations?
I mean, good.
It gets so argumentative within the moment you question, am I good? So is this great? No matter how many best evaluation awards you get, or no matter how many times you go into a contest and come out, you're always in that self-evaluation. Correct?
Yes.
So today, let me help you with this small presentation that I've prepared for you guys, where we're going to look and have this in the interest of the upcoming contest season. So for the love of evaluations today, let's just take this forward.
Yes.
You've all not just given evaluations, but you've also listened to evaluations.
Yeah.
Correct? Yes. Now, show of hands, you have got some of the best evaluations. How many of you have got some of the best? Okay, so show of hands, how many of you have got some of the worst evaluations? Be honest. We all have been there.
Yeah.
You have received all the worst evaluations also. Now, apart from these two, so best and worst is respective to how you have performed it. Now let me ask, how many of you have heard some useless evaluations? Okay, from the top of your head, just give me some evaluation statements that you felt were utterly useless that came out in a meeting.
Oh, this was the best speech I've ever heard.
Oh, nice, good one. I want more.
I'm sure you'll improve with other speeches.
I'm sure you'll improve with other speakers. Very nice.
You break the ground.
You have
You break the ground.
break the ground. Oh my god. Next thing is there are 100 more evaluators coming up. Anyone else? Yeah. No, okay, fine. With all due respect, we've all been there. In fact, we have used these same sentences when we have evaluated in our early years.
Yes.
Correct? However, all these, when you put it cumulatively, it looks like one Zomato review sheet, like Google reviews or Yelp reviews. So remember, when you are evaluating, it's not a Yelp review because you're going to start coaching. So a Yelp review will always give you like nice speech. I liked it. You break the ground. One of the best speeches I've heard. Pretty much like going through whatever Google reviews come. However, what does a coach do exactly? In a coach mode, here is exactly why that works. And here is how to fix what did it. Meaning, you are articulating why you like this speech. You are articulating why was this one of the best speeches you have ever heard. Giving meaning breaks down a lot of things for you from within. And the same meaning, when conveyed, breaks down the same patterns that people are so used to listening. So come tomorrow, you're in an evaluation contest and you're one of the voting judges. They're going to categorize you, but the moment you start using general statements in whatever you guys are speaking on. So how can we change that? So the evaluation contest isn't about being the nicest person in the room. It is about precision. We are moving from subjective reactions to high value impact. Now it sounds like we are going into the PhD of evaluations, but believe me, it is not. We are going to have fun activities in between as well, and these are evaluation oriented activities what we are going to do. So Sukanya, I have shared a couple of posters with you. This is activity 1 and activity 2. I'll request you when to share it. So you share the respective one with everyone. So it's a pair up activity what we are going to do today. Okay, so pair up activities is just find a partner to yourself, face each other and discuss. So these are going to be the activities, and I'll tell you when these activities will come into perspective. Now let's look at the details. How long is an evaluation speech usually given for the test speaker? first
5 to 7
speaker.
minutes.
5 to 7 minutes. Excellent. So one of them is listening to me. So test speaker gets 5 to 7 minutes, followed by which how much time are the evaluation contestants given to
5
prepare?
minutes. 5 minutes.
Exactly 5 minutes. That is all. After which your sheets are handed over to the sergeant at arms, you go to the waiting room. Correct? How long is your evaluation given? How long? 2 to 3 minutes. So what are the minimum requirements?
1 minute and then
1 minute 30 seconds is your base requirement.
Yes.
And upper limit is
3:30.
3 minutes 30 seconds. So your game is just for those 2 to 3 minutes where you are establishing so many things. What a 5 to 7 minute speech set. It is not just giving them a complete summary of what they spoke, but also what you liked, what were the recommendations, and what was the capstone of their entire speech. How exactly do these evaluators look into what you guys are speaking? Correct? Now we call it as arts. Let's just call it as arts. Because if you don't know the art of arts, evaluation is not your art. Because arts is an acronym for analysis, recommendations, technique, and summation. So summation, whatever summary we spoke about in an evaluation, the weightage comes only at 15%. That is just one part of it. However, the biggest part of any evaluation contest or any evaluation for a speech comes in analysis, which takes a staggering 40% of your weightage when it comes to scores. So whenever you are looking into analysis, think about analysis in such a way that it is not just telling a report, but in fact it is focusing specifically to sections of the speech. What makes all the difference? R is for recommendations, which also comes second in the weightage. That's 30%. The type of recommendation, so commendation, recommendation, and capstone. These are three things that everybody sees in your evaluation. And finally comes your technique. So technique is, everybody has different forms of technique. I'm sure Askandar sir will have a very interesting way of evaluating today's speech, considering he's laying into the theme also. I have seen a couple of you even evaluate during Mysuru Dasara as well, Sundara. And beautiful evaluations there. At the same time, you also evaluate within something you don't share with anyone. Even there, the same logic, the same weightage will go to create higher impact when you start sharing it outside, because internal reflection is an external presentation. So if you are able to reflect clean and with a clear picture internally, presenting it to people outside does not become a challenge. So when I say arts, let's see what analysis has to tell you guys. Golden rule of analysis. Analysis is detective work, not diary entry. Show of hands, how many of you have heard? So they heard the speech. The first thing they got, wow, you started the speech so nicely. Everybody was listening to you. And then you moved on to tell how you started your schooling. The whole concept of the opening was lost completely. They're just giving you a summary of how the speech went. Rather, if you change the same thing from having no proof, where you just quoted what the speech was, just giving your opinion, convert that into a proper judgment. And how do you do that? Give proofs. When you started your speech and you brought your parents into focus, everybody in the audience leaned forward. That showed you had grabbed their attention. So proof, impact. When you put that all together, it is much more convincing on the papers for the judges to note down. It is convincing for the speaker to understand what the evaluator learnt about them, and it is easier for the audience to comprehend what the speech was all about. Now, the equation for a perfect analysis here. Now, this is point, proof, drives, impact. So, wherever you go. For example, if you take the one we opened, so it's very easy to say wow, your speech was so nice, it had such a good opening. But how do you put it into point, proof and impact? The point would be the stronger version. The opening question grabbed teacher's attention. The proof is, when you specifically spoke about our childhoods, everybody leaned forward. So that is, you found a statement within their speech. You re-quoted them, you reiterated it. And then to put it into a proof section where you went into the detail of what you're speaking specifically. And the end result is what was the impact on the audience. So when you put that in terms, when you state it out vocally, you're establishing contact. How you have taken in the session, mainly. Now, it is time for you all to look into that one activity that I will be sharing with everyone. Yeah, activity one, second page. This is a very simple activity for all. So just, I want you all to take a partner along with yourself, just turn around to face each other.
Share the image in KDM.
Feedback manager. The feedback makeover.
Now,
Creating the
everybody got the image, right? Now
Yes.
look at the image. I will explain how the course of this image will be. Okay?
good confidence, nice speech.
So this is the feedback makeover, upgrading your evaluation here. How you are going to implement this? So the first task of the activity is, I want one of you to give the other person who you are facing some average evaluations, like the math feedback, where the same ones what we discussed just now. Yeah.
So some of the people are not on WhatsApp and they are
Okay. If one of you get it, that's good enough. You can share it with your partner. So partner up. Two people. So find somebody next to you, partner up with that person.
It's okay.
So what should be done here?
Yeah. So first thing is, I want you to give a general math evaluation. Like, it was a good speech. I want you to imagine you just heard that person give a speech. Okay? And I want you to give an evaluation which is hardly 1 minute, less than a minute actually. Just a few sentences that you share, putting a nutshell towards how the speech was. Okay? Then we are going to look to the right side. That is your evaluation structure framework, what you are going to work on. Instead of just telling the math feedback, you are going to replace that with something impactful, where you are going to keep, try, because and result. So if somebody tells you are speaking really fast in the speech, so what are you going to respond to that? Instead of that, how are you going to say that in the keep, try, because, result? You are speaking fast, but keep that energy. So keep. Try to give a second or a minute, give a point space between each point. So instead of keeping on speaking, why don't you try giving a break in between? Because it helps people relate to what you said better. It will stay in their mind stronger. And the result is your speech will have impact when you give those small breaks in between. So if somebody is just giving you a math feedback, how can you restructure it? I want you guys to brainstorm now. So that is the main part of this activity. The bottom part I will tell you after you finish this activity. So just pair up, just turn your chairs, face each other.
मैं क्या कर